I think this year we learned a lot of valuable lessons. I think we learned that reading diversely is very important. But what all does reading diversely actually mean? I'm here to tell you. It means that books are for your mind. They're also for your heart. But they're also for your coochie. Keep reading diversely, friends. Friends, welcome to the very last day of Bookmas. I thought I would leave the best for last since you guys made my most viewed video this year. An erotic books Rex video. I am amazed at that video. I think right now it's almost at 73,000 views. We will celebrate when we reach 100k views on that video, but until then you have this one. So again, welcome back to Bookmas. I am Shelby Monet and this is Shelby in the Book Club, and in today's video we're going to talk about my favorite erotic books of 2024. As you know, everything will be linked down below in the underneath bar. It's called the underneath bar. Why? Because it is underneath the video. Okay, everything will be linked down there. And yeah, let's get into it for real this time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. We are still on the road to 15k. And let's get into it for real this time. All right, y'all know how this go. If you see me looking down, I am looking at the mini girl. This is my iPad. Where I go, she go. I read on her. I take notes on her. It's my homegirl, okay? I love her real bad. Everything will be posted on the screen as far as book covers. And again, everything will be linked in the description box, aka the underneath bar. This list was very hard to put together, but I do have 10 books that I want to talk about. First up on the list is Bow Down. I don't think that this is a surprise to anybody. I have been screaming from the rooftops about how good Bow Down by Masterpiece is, and not just this particular book by Masterpiece, but all of her books that I've read. I absolutely love her. Bow Down is about Markella, aka Bossy, who sometimes works at a sex club, and she gets into an accident with a man by the name of Samir, aka De Niro, who attends said sex club. And when they get into the accident, she is very much like, you so-and-so hit my car and blah, blah, blah. And he said something along the lines of, you don't even deserve to talk to me. And if I could get my hands on you, I'll make you bow. And she was like, ain't nobody bowing to you, nigga. I'm paraphrasing. Anyway, when I say he got her in one of them rooms, turn her every way but loose. Hear me? Okay? Turn her every way but loose. One of my favorite things about Bow Down is the representation of BDSM. Like, he's just so good. The man that I want is Samir. I don't know how to get him out the book yet, but if I could figure it out, I would do it, because I would like to be her when I grow up. He's so nasty, but he reiterates to her that him being her dom is not just about her blindly following him. He's doing it to get her to further points of pleasure. He's doing it with her betterment in mind. That's what you... Never mind. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Because I was about to get upset. Because a lot of men think that dominance is just being able to tell somebody what to do. That ain't what it is, sir. But anyway. Next on the list is Midnight by Sean. Another author that I absolutely love. Midnight comes from the Kingstown novella series. It is book 2 in the series. I love the series in general. This one is my favorite because they sort of have this situationship where they be hunching on each other sometimes, but she like, I'm not gonna let you hurt me like you had did that one time in the before times. I'm not gonna let you do that to me. And he was like, Come in here, let me put my mouth on you and shut up about it. But there is a scene at the end where they are doing the horizontal tango, and he said, tell me that I can give you more, or tell me it's over. And he wouldn't stop what he was doing until she said what he told her to say. Get me every time. Tell me. Tell me I can give you more. Midnight was a man. And she was like, I can't. He said, you can. Use your word. Use your words. You know, the art of talking people through things is a lost one. You know. Next up, by Charlie Harper, we have Will You Be Ours? Filth. What did Eddie Murphy say? That Bill Cosby said to him. He says you can't say filth flam flam florin. This book is filth flam flam florin. Okay. There is a woman who owns a art gallery, and it's a sexy art gallery. Like, her art is suggestive, and a woman comes in who has been buying her art religiously, and she comes in to buy a piece for her husband, and is obviously flirting with the owner. And she goes to her husband and is like, I think I have found us a new third. Now, they as a couple have dated women before, and the last situation did not go as they saw fit. Why this is one of my favorites is they decide to date the owner of the owner of the the art gallery, and the husband goes to go see their girlfriend on his lunch break to take her lunch, because that's what you do when you're dating someone, right? Romance, consideration. These are things you do. And she had on this little dress or whatever, and he was like, you dress like this at the gallery all the time? And she was like, I mean, I'm selling sex, right? Like, I want to set a vibe or whatever the case may be. So somebody got bent over a desk, right? But that wasn't the good part. The good part was then he went to his wife and let her put her mouth on places, and she was like, you went to see our girlfriend? Put that together however you may. Put it together however you may. But that might just be my kind of carrying on. He was considering both his women. He fed both of them. If you want to be technical. But he was considerate of the wants and the needs of both of his women. That's the kind of man I want. Anyway, next we have, y'all have heard me talk about the This Ain't Love series. It's 21 novellas in this series. I've loved so many of them, but one that I think about often is Shantel and Dax by Charity Shanae. She is traveling for a family event. She's driving, and her car decided to give out on her, okay? And she ends up at this mechanic shop that seems to be closed. It's pouring down rain. Now, it's a man inside. He owned a place. He figured he was trying to get his life together, right? And he was celibate. He was in the middle of listening to this podcast about why he should be abstaining from sex, and why, you know, for a certain amount of days, he's just going to focus and whatever. And then this fine ass lady walking there that need her car fixed. And he may or may not have spread that lady all up against the hood of his car. Maybe he did. And maybe I raised my hand and said, me next, on the hood of the car. It's less than 50 pages. You can read it right now. You could pause the video and read it right now. It's not gonna hurt you. Right now. Next, we have Laz and Zania by ML Bash. Y'all know that this is an ML Bash stan account. There's nothing that she can do wrong in my eyes. But anyway, so this is a part of the Affair series. This one is called Intimate Affair. Laz and Zania. And they are friends with the couple from the first book in this series, which is also one of my faves, which is called Sensual Affair. Now, they go with their friends to a destination wedding, and Laz is not a virgin, but he's inexperienced, right? Like, he's focused on his career, he's focused on working, so he ain't been hunching like that, you know, and he picky about who he be hunching on and all of that kind of stuff. But he's attracted to Zania, and they've been becoming friends. There is a scene where he is like, give me instruction on how to please you. And she's like, okay. And that is some of the filthiest, like, from how she's instructing him, but also the fact that he was good at taking instruction. Like, he was willing to listen. You know how many men they just assume that they know their way around a woman's body, and that is inaccurate, because we are not a monolith, right? Every woman is different. You have to learn a woman's body, and it doesn't emasculate you to ask questions about what your woman likes. It doesn't emasculate you to pay attention to when you touch here, how her breathing may change, right? Or what sound she might make, or how certain things affect her. It's not. Laz, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. He was a good listener. And it wasn't like he only listened the one time. No. The baby listened, he took notes, and he kept doing the same. He was perfection. Do you hear me? Perfection. M.O. Bash and Masterpiece know how to write a man. They know how to write a man. Next, we have The Offer by T.M. Richardson. If there are two authors that I think write poly romance perfectly, it is M.O. Bash and it is T.M. Richardson. The Offer is about Alyssa, who frequents a sex club. These two guys that are in a relationship happen to see her, summon her. They have a very good time, but although they are in a relationship with each other, their relationship is secret because they both are public figures, and they aren't ashamed of the relationship that they have, but they understand how society may look at them for being two black men that are gay and in a relationship with each other and go to sex clubs and do all sorts of things, or whatever the case may be. So it's not a public thing. They ask her, they make an offer to her to be publicly to be the wife of one of them, and to help with his career path, but they would be in a relationship all together. They would take care of her, so on and so forth, and they have some of the steamiest. I mean, M.O. Bash had me convinced that I wanted a husband and a boyfriend after I read Nobody to Love You Better. T.M. Richardson, between The Oath and The Offer, but I feel like I want it for all the wrong reasons. So it's not gonna happen for me. But I'm just saying, it sounds like a good time. It don't sound like a bad time at all. Speaking of poly romance, next we have Glory. Gloria is she has a very high sex drive. And she's a preacher's daughter. She's a PK, preacher's kid. And she ends up in a situation where she is in love with two men. And she thought that she was going to be put in a situation where she would have to choose between the two of them. And they are two men that, one of them is bisexual. The other one is, I don't want to say what he identifies as wrong, but he's also into men. And they find out about each other before Gloria can tell them about what's going on, and they are attracted to each other, so they end up a throuple. There is a scene where they are punishing her because she wasn't communicating well. I'd like to be punished in that particular way. I may just act an ass if that is the punishment that I will get. And I know that in the community, that's probably a little frowned upon because your punishment shouldn't be something that you enjoy. But I would sign up for that. Next, we have Come and Fall in Love, an erotic novella. This is a part of a series as well. I actually just found out that there is a third book. I don't know what rock I was living under, but I probably will be reading that this evening. Main character is in a relationship with a man that is in a fraternity, but he is cheating on her. She finds out that he is cheating on her, and her friends go out to an event that is hosted by his fraternity. And one of his frat brothers sees her. He happens to be one of her best friend's brother, who is one of her best friend's twin. And he turned that lady every way but loose. And I'm not saying that I know from experience that the men of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated will turn you every way but loose. I'm not saying that I know that from experience. I'm just saying what I read in this book wasn't wrong. Now, if you go and get you one of them fine ass black men that be wearing them gold boots, whatever happens. You made that decision on your own. It ain't because of me or this book here. Do as you see fit, friend. I'm just saying what she experienced wasn't wrong. Not one lie. Next, we have Only for One Night. This is about a group of friends. So Isis, her husband, Desmond, and Isis's best friend decide. So Isis's best friend and her best friend and the best friend's husband, they decide that they are going to swap partners for Isis's birthday, because Isis and her best friend used to bump purses back in the day. It was change everywhere. Okay, it was loose change everywhere. And their husbands are aware of that. But they decide to get a room and have a nice weekend. Filth. Filthy. Okay? They had a very good time. Now, this last one, Intrigued by Danger. I love Declan Danger. Is it okay to say that I love that autistic man? Friend, maybe he not full-blown autistic. He just got the autism be fighting back a little bit. My favorite thing about Declan is that he has no problem being submissive to his woman. He knows when it's okay to be the one that's being restrained. I think that's a good thing that men should learn. Let that lady tie you up, sir. And I say sir because the men have been DMing me about coochie books, y'all. So I know y'all is at the house getting folded up on behalf of me. It's because of me. I did this to y'all. Because they've been in my DMs asking me questions. I'm just saying, sir. Take a number from Declan. Take a number from Declan and let her tie you up a little bit, baby. It's okay. Remember your safe word. Be a good boy. Remember your safe word and be a good boy. And you'll be okay. I love Declan. Because in the same breath Declan will turn around and be like, you better be at the house, tied to that bar by the time I get there. Baby, I want to get in the book and drive her home myself. Hurry up. Heifer, he gave you 15 minutes. I wish Declan danger on myself. I do. I wish him for me. I wish him for you too, friend. I wish Declan dangers for all of us. I do. I think it would be a good time. Now, speaking of y'all's men folk, tell them to go buy you a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a hoodie. I'm going to link it down below, because books are for your mind, for your heart, and for your coochie. Everybody needs one, okay? And that's how you can support me. That's how you can support me, friend. Let me know if you've read any of these. Let me know if you decide that you're going to read them all this evening. Leave a pepper emoji in the comments if you made it this far. I love you. You are kind. You are smart. You are important, if to no one else. To me, thank you for all the support with Bookmas. I love you. Bye, friends.